So much truth is about to pop up in our face. It's already begun, but most people are closing their ears and eyes and putting their head very deep in the sand, focusing in their old tiny routine to satisfy their survival mindset. Today is August 6th, and we are just days before a major eclipses zone. We are already feeling the eclipse zone is like a pressure pocket that is taking us in all direction. By the way, S&P 500 is continue to suck the liquidity and the capital money of the world. Come to the dollar, come to the dollar. Crypto is holding the low levels of the 60K. And despite of all this reckoning period since last October, it's converging here something, but I'm not just going to cover here the markets because we are going to see a lot of new justice happening in the world, not just seeing Fauci speaking about how wasn't necessary to lock the entire population in home, to force 2 years old to cover their face, to force people in all kind of population, race, demography to take the same vaccine to capitalize on. They were trading in 2020, 2021, 2022. They were trading vaccines like now they are trading oils and gold. Mercury is going to meet in those days Jupiter in Leo. This is just the introduction. We are in eclipse season. I'm not going to dump on you a lot of astrology. Many already, even AI astrology can cover this too. But just for the protocol of it, Mercury, after the retrograde of July, with Jupiter, is already truth reveal. But this is just the start, because what will come between November and the spring of 2027, the combustion of Mars retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and the South Node, all in Leo, are going to remove so much centralized and unjust power, including Trump, that is right now looked at, going to be claimed by some senators, provoking so much of millions of investors around the world losses when his family and his pamalia showing massive gains. Started all with the Trump coin that dumped to zero, we can say, and so much corruption that proving that those that are holding so much power are not doing it for the benefit of all, but of you. And this is going also to end the crown of the United States that for generation managed the world by creating such a marvelous structure of dollars for the entire world, remaining millions of people, countries that we consider them poor, in Africa, in Asia, in South America, to be to the knees of the United States dictatorship, disguised to be for the sake of democracy. We are seeing so clearly how the justice in the world is far of being justice, and how the elite, the few, are having more power than needed and consuming more than needed. But we are in an era right now going, and AI going to help us to distribute the wealth in such a way that more people will have access. The issue is not just how those few are using or abusing their power, but is how much the many, the people, are actually claiming their power back. Because if the rats are still very much addicted to the sugar, to the scraps that they are receiving for surviving mode, and never have the belief that something can change, they will never claim or revolt. And I'm not speaking about the citizens of the United States to revolt. I'm speaking about the other millions outside of the United States that accepted poor reality because of generations of abuse. This is a gradual moment that astrology is orienting me, that the events that are going to happen as a domino in the world for the next months, specifically towards spring 2027, starting just next month, from the autumn, will be such pivotal moment for humanity that will be the food for all those many outside of the US that are not enjoying the capitalism that the US provoked, that the need and the goal is dollars, to reclaim their power, and the events that will force those few that were holding so much power to release their hands. So the abundance will start pouring down. Sounds fabulous for many, right? But many are actually Parkinson. They will not have the form of how even to capture what will come to them, because if you don't have structure, even if now there is a truck and helicopter of money, dropping money, how much you can capture with your shirt, inside your mouth, how much, what structure you have. And the structure is what I'm speaking about for a long time. That is a time to build using technology. It's no real physical structure, but it's a mental structure, emotional structure, nervous system regulation. You will be able to move through all this noise, through all this new path that we are crossing right now as humanity. I invite you to check in the links below, ecoscopia.net, all what I'm offering here as part of the Sovereign Man method, the coin, blood, and forge, because without strong body, without a good structure, you will not be able to hold the coming era. It's not going to solve you. Just a strong mind or just intelligent nerd that is architecturing. You need to have a strong body. And a strong body will carry your entire system and mind. And you're going to be needing to be aligned, not with what the trend, but with what astrology, the cycle of nature, is indicating you for. Just a little hint of it, we're going with the North Node of Aquarius. Direction is invention, creating something new that wasn't exist, and reclaiming your power, creating a new node. For being able to act as a good functional node, you need to have a body, strong mind, and regulated nervous system, because otherwise you will not be able to connect the dots. See more in the links below what I'm offering. The live charts are going to be launched in September 1st with a new forecast showing through March 2027. All will give you a glimpse. Also the timing desk, see in Telegram, where I'm sending dry signals weeks and months in advance to different events, countries, and companies, and general events in the world. Be good and prepare for expansion.